Anyone who is passionate about animals, including hunters, must have often asked a question, the answer to which was difficult to find. For example, who will win in a battle between the eastern wild boar and the African warthog, which is also an artiodactyl of the hog family? Both wild boars and warthogs are big and vicious. They fight to the bitter end. When you run into them on their territory, they will look at you like you owe them a suitcase of money. In short, these guys are very tough. We do not recommend anyone to contact them. Both wild boars and warthogs belong to the same family of pigs, but differ in their physical and ecological characteristics. But still, which of the two is stronger? If we want to compare a boar and a warthog in combat, we must know their physical characteristics as well as their behavior. Therefore, let's first learn about their features more. If you would like to be as fearless as a wild boar, then subscribe to the channel and express your opinion in the comments. We will first begin to dig information about the boar, about the eastern one, which lives in Eurasia. Even those who are not fond of wildlife have probably heard about such an animal as a wild boar. A wild boar, for those who do not know, is a large wild swine, male, head of the family. An integral attribute of the wild boar are of course tusks, terrible, strong and menacingly sticking up. And a terrible aggressiveness. An angry boar knows no fear. He rushes ahead to meet any opponent, whether it's an elephant, a tank or a dozen hunters. And God forbid anyone who gets in his way. A wild boar is probably the only animal that may not react to a bullet wound, will not react at all. It is not known exactly whether wild boars feel pain. Anything is possible. After all, wild boars do indeed have a very thick and rough skin and coarse fur. In addition to everything else, under the skin of a wild boar there's a layer of fat 4 cm thick, which gives protection to internal organs from external influences. At the same time, wild boars also often wallow in the mud and their own organic waste. All this sticks, freezes on the already tough skin of a boar, forming a kind of armor, which is not only difficult to bite through, but sometimes even difficult to shoot through with a hunting rifle. The boar is capable of speeds up to 40 km per hour. Boars are good swimmers. In 2013, one boar swam from France to the island of Alderney, far to the north, a distance of about 14 kilometers. This fact testifies to the incredible endurance and strength of wild boars. The weight of a wild boar is from 200 to 300 kilograms, but one record holder had a mass of about 550 kilograms. This wild boar, which weighed half a ton, lived in the seaside near Khabarovsk. Even tigers do not touch such wild boars, weighing half a ton. Sharp tusks of a boar reach a length of up to 25 cm and width of 3 cm. Tusks are real weapons, although wild boars are considered herbivores. With tusks, wild boars can not only fight, but also dig the ground to find food or arrange a place to rest, which is a hole 30 to 40 cm deep. High activity of wild boars is observed at night. During the day, they rest in cozy lairs, which they arrange in dense reeds on swamp islands and bush thickets. The body length of adult wild boars reaches 200 centimeters, and their height is 120 centimeters. Boar movements are very fast. When a boar is enraged, it feels like its speed and strength are double. The boar has a very courageous character. He never flinches in the face of danger. Well, now let's move to the African warthog and check out its power. Warthogs belong to the same family as domestic pigs, but have a completely different appearance. The unsightly appearance of the warthogs makes it one of the most unusual animals in Africa. These artiodactyls look quite comical. They have a large head that resembles several animals at once: a wild boar, a pig, and a mini rhinoceros. Warthogs have an elongated muzzle, at the end of which flaunts snout and 2 rounded tusks. To understand who a warthog is, you need to remember the popular cartoon The Lion King, in which Pumbaa is just this animal. Unlike most of their relatives, warthogs are active during the day and sleep in their shelters at night. They live in grasslands, savannas, and the woodlands of the African continent, south of the Sahara Desert. The weight of the African warthog reaches 150 kilograms, and the length of its body, including the head, is 150 centimeters. The height of the withers reaches 85 centimeters. Like the boar, the warthog has huge tusks. They are up to 50 centimeters long and up to 6 centimeters wide. In nature, the warthog uses its massive tusks only to protect itself from predators, and during battles with other males, they are not used. Warthogs prefer to sort things out by growling and bumping their foreheads. The main threat to warthogs comes from lions and leopards. They flee from predators or sneak into burrows to use their huge tusks when attacking. Warthogs are considered omnivores. Usually they prefer to eat grass, tree bark, berries, and leaves of various plants. Only during the dry season, where there is less plant food, animals can eat carrion. Warthogs are the only pigs that can live for several months in arid regions without water. They're able to withstand high temperatures. Warthogs have the super ability to retain moisture inside their bodies to use for cooling. Just like camels and desert gazelles, they have similar survival mechanisms in hot, dry regions. Warthogs have strong personalities. They are very flexible and fast. They are capable of speeds up to 50 km per hour. Warts that grow with the progressive age of the warthog are exclusively skin formations laid down in the embryo at the genetic level and have neither a bone nor a muscular basis. These warts serve as protection for them when the males fight during the mating season. Warthogs have sparse hair and little subcutaneous fat. All this makes warthogs susceptible to extreme environmental temperatures. They have poor eyesight, but their hearing and sense of smell are enhanced. This animal is not unreasonably aggressive, but it cannot be called timid or cowardly either. Warthogs are able not only to protect their own home and offspring, but sometimes attack, even if the enemy is much larger than them. Now, taking into account the characteristics of these animals, let's try to analyze and compare, in order to find out which of these two would have been the winner in the battle. So, wild boar versus African warthog. The first thing that catches your eye is the tusks of the warthog, which are longer than the tusks of the wild boar by as much as 25 centimeters. Yes, this is a strong superiority, we will not argue. But here, a long, thick, elastic bristle and a thick skin come to the protection of the wild boar as his armor. Plus, he has subcutaneous fat 4 centimeters thick. Most warthog strikes won't hurt the boar at all. But the African warthog has nothing to protect itself from the powerful blows of a wild boar, because it is almost hairless. That is why each blow of a wild boar with fangs of 25 centimeters can be fatal for a warthog. After all, the huge impact force will allow the boar to cut through the muscles of the warthog with a blow of tusks. And if we also take into account the superiority of the boar in weight, as much as 150 kilograms, in length and height, this means that the body of the boar is stronger and more muscular than that of its counterpart. Therefore, the blows of the boar will be many times more powerful than the blows of the warthog. The boar is more protected and more massive. The African warthog simply cannot withstand the force of a boar's blow. The strength of the blows of the boar will be so great that it will be thrown back a couple of meters. Yes, a warthog runs 10 kilometers per hour faster than a wild boar, but that won't help him in combat. It will still be impossible to turn away from the crushing blows of the boar. The warthog can use this speed only when fleeing from his opponent. Yes, the African warthog can fight very well. He has a character almost the same as a wild boar, but still, the harsh climate gave the boar great advantages over other species of the pig family. Well friends, this is where our video has come to an end, but do not worry because we have prepared many more interesting videos for you about our beautiful nature. See you soon!